Why were Vietnamese guerrilla tactics so effective in the revolution? Imagine fighting a war where your enemy has the latest technology, big armies, and firepower, but you still manage to win. That's what the Vietnamese revolutionaries pulled off with their guerrilla tactics. They knew Vietnam's landscape like the back of their hand, using mountains, jungles, and dense forests to their advantage. Their tactics weren't just about fighting. They were about outsmarting and outlasting the enemy. The Vietnamese used a phased approach, starting small with hit-and-run attacks on enemy supply lines and patrols. They focused on mobilizing local villagers, turning communities into support bases. This made it hard for the enemy to tell who was fighting and who was just living their daily life. Over time, these small attacks grew into larger operations, gradually wearing down the enemy's morale and resources. One clever trick was the hugging technique. Guerrillas fought very close to enemy troops, which made artillery and air strikes less effective. When fighting at close quarters, the enemy had to be careful not to hit their own soldiers. This tactic helped neutralize the firepower advantage of the Americans and South Vietnamese forces. Timing was also key. The guerrillas often attacked late in the day, knowing nightfall would help them retreat safely. They used hidden routes, mined paths, and diversion tactics to escape. Their safe sanctuaries across borders in Laos, Cambodia, and North Vietnam allowed them to regroup and plan new attacks without constant pursuit. The leadership understood that military action alone wouldn't win the war. They combined warfare with political efforts, winning the hearts and minds of the people. They recovered their fallen soldiers' bodies to deny propaganda victories and kept morale high among their fighters. External help played a big role too. The Vietnamese received supplies, training, and advice from communist allies like China and the Soviet Union. This support helped turn small guerrilla groups into a more organized and capable fighting force. From a broader view, these tactics weren't just about fighting the enemy. They were part of a larger plan to overthrow colonial rule, resist imperialism, and unite Vietnam under socialist ideals. The idea was to wear down the enemy over time through persistent effort and mass participation. In the end, these guerrilla tactics worked because they adapted to local conditions, combined military and political strategies, and kept fighting even when the odds seemed against them. Their ability to stay resilient and flexible allowed them to defeat larger, better-equipped forces and eventually win independence.